Today we're mudlarking on the River Rymney below an early 17th century castle. So we've got a gorgeous spot. I've got my flask, got my sandwich. Admittedly, being under the flight path to Cardiff Airport does mean we get the occasional drone of a plane going over. We apologise for that. But while I'm tucking in to my picnic, we're going to let you see a little of our journey up here before we go on the river and do our mudlark. See you soon.
Phil's having a paddle. Have you found a pedal to paddle in? That's a big paddle. Come on, should we go in? What do you think? Come on, pop those wellies on again. Ooh. We're not going to find anything in this puddle, but I love walking in the water. That is great fun. Right, the only way we can figure out to get a bit closer to the castle is up this wall that has got lots of like footholds where people have been climbing up over the years. It's a shame we couldn't hop over the wall. but we're not supposed to do that. That's trespassing. But we will see if we can find somewhere that we can get a better shot of the castle. Right, how fit are you feeling? Do you think we're going to get up there? Right, Phil's passing me his stick. Oop, hold tight everyone. Oh, be careful, it's really slippery. Oh, up again. Right, we're over halfway. Keep going. Nearly there. Well done, everyone. No stragglers left behind. I'm impressed. Right, I'm going to pop you over the wall. See if you can see anything.
I think they've got the problem that has really become a major issue here, and that is the lovely rhododendron.
Yes, it's rather large.
Which they planted 100 years ago because it was the in thing. Has taken over. And it may make our path difficult.
Yeah, we are going to try to get down there, but I don't think we're going to succeed. What have you found?
I think I found a brick.
Right, let's have a look.
I think I found a very, very old brick.
It's got an X or something on there. Oh, wait a minute, that could be like a shape to stop you slipping or to get it to stick when you were putting it down. It could be. It's a lot of iron in it.
It's very, if that's a brick, it's something that's been kiln fired, isn't it?
It does look like, yes.
And I'd say that's got to be a few 100-year-old. This isn't Industrial Revolution time. I'd say it's before that. The castle was built in 1626, and perhaps this is from, maybe not then, but there was major repairs then, about 100 years later when the thing burnt down. So at some point, maybe that's a bit of brick from the burnt castle, and that's why it looks like it does.
Could be.
I'm keeping it.
Why not? It can be what you want it to be. Can you see over the top?
I can see.
I can't. If I turn, that's what I can see.
Plus with the camera, I can show everybody else.
You will all be relieved to know that my camera is not equipped with smelly vision, because this really smells. It's muddy, it's poopy. I assume cows and things must walk down here. And we've got to go down there. I really hope you've got your wellies on. Anybody wearing sandals or barefooted or even your slippers, be really careful. You're going to regret it otherwise.
In fact, I'd say turn back now.
Ooh. Oh, look. There's a break in the wall. And up there is Ruperra Castle. Oh, that is stunning. I would so love to get in and have a look around. Unfortunately, we're not allowed.
It's not just a break in the wall. It's a gateway.
Oh, look,
over there,
yes.
There's an old gate.
That's a little bit tatty there. I thought it was a break in the wall, but if you follow across this rather nasty looking lump of metal, look at that gate. Wow, let's step back a bit and see. Now that would have been a marvellous front approach, wouldn't it? You can imagine your friends calling over for a coffee, driving up to your house and thinking, wow, that's pretty amazing. Let's have a look at these gates. So we've got scrolly bits with points on there, a barley twist, going up to what looks like fleur-de-lis on the top, which funnily enough is quite a common pattern in this area because the Huguenots used to live here a long time ago, and one of their symbols was the fleur-de-lis.
In fact, we have a village just a mile from where we live, which is called Fleur-de-Lis.
Yes, which we shortened to flower.
I think this gate is probably part of what was added during the early Victorian times,
Could
perhaps,
be, yes.
because there was major renovations, and I'm just looking at this wall and I'd say that hasn't stood here for 400 years.
No.
The very feature of it, the style, it's very much more in the Victorian, early Victorian style, and that's when there was massive work.
It's looking much more grand around this side because there are castellated walls here, which are much posher than the walls along the side where we just came from. So was that not the front approach? Is what I can see ahead there the front approach? Okay.
This wall that you're referring to, does it remind you of somewhere?
It does look a bit like Cardiff Castle.
Of course, in Cardiff Castle, It's very posh. That was done by Lord Bute, and they have the wild animals climbing up out carved out of stone, but they are exactly the same castellation method as this. So I'm thinking that the repairs that were done in Cardiff mirror what has been done here.
Could well be.
It's not often we start a mudlark on top of a mountain, but we are today. We've deliberately climbed up from the Rhymney River just below us in order to start here, because this building is phenomenal. Its history is incredible. It was built almost 400 years ago, 1626, by Sir Thomas Morgan. And if you want a bit of name dropping, he was made a Sir when he was knighted by King James I, to give you some idea of just how historic and far back we're going with this particular building. Although Ruperra was built as a mock castle, more a house than really a place to defend your family and your nation, it still had so many links to battles and historical warfare, because after the Battle of Naseby, King Charles I came here. He spent 2 nights in this place, and his visit, although it was only 2 nights, had a massive impact, because above the south porch they've included the King's Arms into the decoration, and actually the walkway that comes here from the local village, that's still known as the King's Drive. So there's a link there. And of course, years later, this was the birthplace of a man who was going to become famous in what is known as the Charge of the Light Brigade, because one of the Morgan family from the Tredegar estate, born here, actually became a captain of the 17th Lancers and was present at that ill-fated charge. He made this his home, and probably it's fair to say that during his time was the heyday of Ruperra. It became the go-to place for the people of that time, and he spent a lot of money modernising and repairing and just upgrading what was an incredible place. And it's during those modernisations and improvements that he made that we get our direct link with the river that we are mudlarking on today. Because as well as building extensive paddocks in the grounds, he went down and put an iron bridge, which is still there and listed. And the purpose for the iron bridge was so that his family and his servants could cross the Rhymney River, enter the village of Machen to attend their church services every Sunday. So how did it get to be the ruin we see today? That's a 20th century story, linked to another war. But it wasn't an act of aggression. Yet again, it was a fire in the property. But the link with war is simply this. This place burnt down in 1941 while soldiers were billeted here during World War II. Following World War II, the estate sold off the land and castle as a farm. And it is as we see it today. Some 70 or more years later, nature is taking a hold. But there's still something beautiful about this spot. And here we are, down on the Rhymney River, on the very bridge that the Viscount had built about 200 years ago. And it's in wonderful condition. Why? Because it's been restored in recent years. Don't think you'd get a carriage through here now, as it's all overgrown this way, but there's enough room for us to get through. And of course, it's interesting that this was built as a shortcut from the castle on the hill through to Machen Church for the family and for the servants. And I've got a sneaky suspicion that may have had something to do with the fact that the Viscounts younger brother had become the vicar of Machen. Well, enough chatting. The river is in full flow. We're going to try and find a little bit of island here, but we'll travel along the river and see what finds we've got today. Come on, let's have a look. Now, even with the high waters, we've got a little bit of a beach here. It'd be much better in the midsummer, and it's a little bit steep to get down. But I've seen something that makes me want to try. I can see a brick and I can see letters on it.
Ooh,
so,
go on then, we'll watch you.
Oh, thank you, darling.
It's very steep, look at that. Oh, he's down. He's got much longer legs than me, that's why he manages his things much easier. I'd never get down there. Aha! That's well worn.
That's well worth it too. I have indeed not only found a brick.
Weren't they? Ooh, it's a nice one.
Now, even you've got to admit you can't remember. I usually say, I haven't had down before, and you say, I think we have, but I don't think so.
There we go.
And I'm sorry to say, I think I may have broken something.
What's that?
But when I stepped down, I stood on something and it would go crack, and when I looked, it's actually a piece worth finding, I think. Yes, I did break it. 2 bits of handle now.
Oh, 2 bits of teapot handle.
I felt it crack as I trod on it.
Looks like it's off a Brown Betty teapot.
There's a bit of glass there. Oh. That bit of glass isn't much cop. But that one's quite nice. Bit of a handle. Seems to be a bit of a spot here. Doesn't seem to be so much out on the island itself as there is in the corners. Don't forget, as Caroline always says, shout if you see something. Oh, that's a nice little terracotta sandwich. That's a beaut. How smooth that is. That's lovely. I think Caroline's probably getting quite bored waiting up there for me, so I think we'll look for another bit of river and where we can both get down and see if we can find some more treasures to add to that fantastic brick that we just found.
If you look through there, you can see one of the circular pillars that were the original ones with the little bricks. Isn't that lovely? And it comes along this castellated wall, which you can see has definitely been restored or at least repointed. And there is the little fairy tunnel. We'll be very quiet because we don't want to disturb them. This is how they pass from one side of the road to the other without being seen by humans. You can see the light at the other end there. They can come under here completely unnoticed by anybody other than other fairies travelling in the opposite direction. This is the path that follows on from the iron bridge. And it's just a little bit blocked with this very large tree. The very lazy tree is having a lie down. Look at the size on it. It's on and on. Let's have a look, see if there's any nice moss. I do love my moss. Let's get a bit closer and see what we can see. Oh, there is, but some's been hit off there. Oh, look, it's just like a teddy bear. Let's have a look down here. There seem to be at least 2 types of moss. There's this green and this lighter green. That's the sort of green I've seen used in flower displays and in hanging baskets to line them. There's some longer moss. And if we turn back, you can see the trees stretching into the distance. What a lovely old gate. It's very ornate. They don't normally bother put pretty things on these sort of gates, but look at that one. Very a la posh.
As we were approaching, I saw the new posts and thought it's a new gate put in when they did the work. But as you say, that's ornate, and if you take a look at this one, you'll see just how worn the latch is from 1 million people opening that latch over the last 200 years.
Is it exactly 1 million?
I'm estimating it might only be 998,842, but I rounded it up.
Just to clarify.
Just to clarify. But no, it is incredible to see just how much wear there is. That, for me, is history in a little lump of metal.
Behind us is the countryside. Beneath our feet is this beach. And there's some water. Ooh, that looks tempting. Very fast flowing and very deep. Oh, before we go in, look. It's a piece of ridged pottery. What is a mudlark without a piece of ridged pottery? Right, so come on, be brave. Pop your wellies on and in we go. Just don't stray too far from the shore because it gets steep very quickly. Sorry if it's a bit of a bumpy ride. It's very awkward to walk in this. Don't forget, shout if you see something. It's getting rather deep there. There's some branches and trees that have been washed down in the floods. So let's go back this way and perhaps get up onto the beach and have a look. What's that? Oh wow, it's a millions of year old stone. Oh well. It's a pretty blue stone there. Now that looks like something that's come over from the farmer's field. Is that sugar beet or is it some sort of turnip? Can you identify that? It doesn't look like a sprout, does it? Well, a sprout plant, obviously, not a sprout. Oh, we actually found something that's not just a stone. Oh look what it is. Move the grass out of the way. There we have it. It's a shopping trolley. What is a mudlark without a shopping trolley? Very sparse finds on this beach, which is a shame because if I show you the scenery, it's so beautiful. The sun is shaded there. Oh, there's Phil. And if we turn this way,
there's a place to live.
That's a mudlarker's perfect house there. If they'd like to give it to us, then we'd be quite happy to accept it. And there's the water up there. And let's turn right the way around. Look at that for scenery. Is that impressive or what?
As I approached, I heard Caroline saying it's a shame that there's so sparse finds. I'm disappointed to see that she found a piece of ridged pottery because I thought I was the first. But in 2 square meters, I found...
Oh wow, how did you find all that?
Far end there.
Oh, we've been looking for ages.
Far end. As the water's turning, it's obviously dropping stuff and not washing it on by.
We'll have a look now.
All of that, a little bit of glass.
Sea glass. And that's a little bit similar to the one I found. Oh, that I'd say.
It's quite old now.
Ginger beer bottle, perhaps.
Could have a little bit of a nice shape.
A rim or something.
It's something off something for sure.
It's not just a rim. It's a bit strange, isn't it? No idea.
As they always say, could be one of those.
I think it could be, yeah, I think you're right. A little bit of pottery there, some ridged pottery, seen that before. There's a little bit of something, a tile that's been well worn, more white with a big line on it, and finally a little triangular piece of pottery. Lots of old pottery things. I'll give you mine.
My biggest piece of pottery
wow.
is hiding my super fine. So I'll let you have the biggest piece of pottery to look at, and then I'll reveal.
That's a big piece. Wow. I'd love to have found that when it was whole.
Yes, that's a super chunk. And it's smashed. It's little.
Oh, look!
But it's a perfect candidate for my glass cutter. And look what it says on the bottom.
Bolton & Sons, Caerphilly.
We've never had a Caerphilly bottle, have we?
No, oh, that'll be perfect for your bottle cutter.
We're in Drythan, 2.5 miles as the river flows, 2 miles below Caerphilly. So a beautiful find, even though they're sparse, that if it's the only one we find here today, if the only bottle I find all day, that's a bottle we've never had, a brick we've never had. This is a day of firsts.
Ooh, well done.
Would you like to join me on the far end?
Yes, come on everyone, let's go. Right, here we are at the bit Phil found all those other bits and pieces, so let's see what we can find. There's something there, is that an old brick or... Let's have a look. Oh. No, I think that's probably just a red stone. Let's keep looking. Oh, there's a tiny bit of glass. Teeny, teeny, tiny. Is that a red stone again, or is it something else? I'm not sure. That's weird, isn't it? It looks like it's been painted, but it's the same colour as other red stones. Was that another piece of sea glass? There. Oh, river glass, isn't it? Oh, yes, and look how nicely rounded that is. That's a really pretty shape too. That's a gummy bear one. Yes, we'll call that a gummy bear piece of glass. Oh, just another piece of glass. Oh, that's really... Oh, sorry, Mr. Fly. That's really worn, isn't it, from the water washing over it. Really thick and chunky. That was a real meaty bottle in its time. Yeah, completely opaque. Can't see a thing. Oh, look, there are a few things here. What's this? That's the rim of something. A jar, a spice jar, or a ginger beer bottle, something like that. What's that? Oh no, that's weird. It's metal, I think. No idea what it is though. Ooh, let's keep looking. There's a piece of china. It's probably going to be plain, but come on, let's play. Is that plain or patterned? Oh look, it's actually patterned. That's our only piece of pattern today so far. And possibly the only one for the whole of the mudlark. There's just nothing patterned around, but that is quite a nice stylised rose. Looks a little bit Charles René Mackintosh, doesn't it? And probably of a teacup.
Oh, we haven't had that piece before, have we, ever?
Oh, it's really nice.
Go nice in one of my plain or pattern games.
It will. The leaves are very deceiving. I keep thinking, oh, there's something. No, it's a leaf. Oh, there's something. No, it's another leaf. No, I thought perhaps that was a paver or something. Wait, it could be, yes. It could be some sort of quarry tile. Here's some more terracotta. Oh, what? That? No, I think it's just a stone.
Oh, I thought that was a base.
Yes, it did look like, didn't it, with that curvy bit there. Oh, there is. What's that? Oh, that's strange. You can see it's rounded here. There's some grip on the back like it was a tile. Some glazing on there with black and white bits. I wonder what that was. Yeah, let's have a look. There's a twig. Oh, what's this? Has this got something interesting written on it? What do you think? Yes or no? Nope.
I can see a car.
A car? Oh, if I give you that.
I might need a grabber to get it.
Let's have a look.
Can you get it?
See if we can get it. Right, come on then everyone, in the water. Wellies on again. Ooh, be careful now, no running out with excitement. Oh yes, I think I can see it. Can you see it?
Oh, this is cold water.
Oh wow, it's a car. There's not a lot left, but it's definitely
Visitor.
a car.
What a friend.
Oh, Somebody's come to keep us company.
There's another one on the field and there doesn't seem to be a human being. Ah, there's the human being.
Ah, right. More china. Now, I'm going to say this is plain. What do you think? Is anybody going to go for patterned?
Everything we found today is plain.
Plain or patterned? What do you know? It's plain.
There's something round here. Big and round.
Oh, right. Let's go and have a look.
I don't know if it's a stone, but see?
Oh, yes. It's very man-made shape. Which way can I go so you can see clearer? No, that's not helping. Right, let's see if we... Oh, it's quite light.
Oh, it's wood, is it?
I think it must be.
Possibly the seat of a chair?
Don't know. Have a look at it. Oh, so it's floated in. Let's kick it up onto the shore. Oh, I don't know. A stool. It's got a hole there. Oh, that's a really nice piece of wood. Ah, hang on. No, it isn't. It's not a really nice piece of wood. If you look on the side, it's plywood. So that's probably off some modern bit of furniture.
The leaves look lovely under the water.
They do. I've also seen something very white. It's got to be a bit of a plate, I think. Oh, wow. Oh, look, it says on the bottom, Washington Old Willow. So there's a bit of a clue.
It might not be plain.
For anybody who watches regularly, you'll know the words Old Willow pattern. Look at that. That's quite a substantial chunk of it. You've got the little pagoda thing there. Lots of trees, the bridge. Well, the beginning of the bridge. Oh, that's really nice.
I was just seeing some unusual shapes on the bottom.
Right.
That. That caught my eye just because it's a nice little old bit of china. And that there, I don't know what that is. Out of a camera, do you think?
Yes, it looks like, doesn't it? Something like that.
But as I was looking, and as the dirt cleared from what you moved,
what am I looking
look what's
at?
there.
Oh, I can see it. Right, don't see if anybody else can see it.
Just as you were about to walk back in.
Can you see it? It's there. Oh, look at that. It's a bottle stopper. CWS. Cooperative Wholesale Society. Oh, that's
fantastic.
Nice.
Now, we always like to find a ball.
We do.
And when I was just looking in the water, I thought I found a ball.
Oh, yes. It does look like a ball.
It's got flat edges.
Yep. That's a well-worn brick, isn't it?
Oh, it's a very weird-looking bit of stuff, isn't it? But then...
Yep.
I found a ball.
Oh, well done.
There you go.
What is a mudlark without finding a ball?
It is so easy to miss things. You know, as you're walking along, we're probably missing as much as we're seeing, and it's brilliant when people comment and say, did you miss a coin? Did you miss a bottle? Did you miss this and that? It happens. But today we have had an advantage because this is a gorgeous day. Beautiful autumn sun. I've been able to make use of my glasses today. I haven't had much chance since Derek got them for us, but they certainly do the job. They're polarized and you can see through the water. And I look pretty good in them too, I think. Woo! That's Caroline showing off hers. I found something.
Is it a brick?
No, it's not a brick.
Oh, right.
Oh, there's a bottle top there. We'll have a look at that in a minute.
Oh, we'll have a look at it
Oh,
now.
there we are then. Ah, I have been superseded by a bottle top.
Oh, it's nothing exciting. Oh, well.
Can't win them all, it was worth a try. But I've got something exciting.
Oh, are you going to show us?
It's not a brick, but it begins with B.
Oh, is it a bottle?
It is a bottle. It is probably as plain and boring as you could get,
Right.
except for one small fact.
What's that?
And that's not just that it's cool, but have a look at that.
Oh, let's have a look.
Looks like a little sterilised milk bottle, doesn't it?
Bolton and Sons Caerphilly. Isn't that exactly the same as we found broken a few minutes ago?
Exactly the same as the broken one, but it's cool. It's the only second one we've ever found. We've never found a Caerphilly marked bottle, ever. But that's because we're now 2 or 3 miles downriver of Caerphilly, whereas we're normally up north. And they're not going to flow up water, are they? So it is so exciting, and here's why. The Caerphilly is on the bottom, so if I cut them both with my bottle cutter to about 1.5 to 2 inches high,
Yeah.
I can make a nice pair of tea light holders,
Ooh,
which will have Bolton and Sons Caerphilly on them.
very posh.
So I am pleased.
I bet.
Hence, I look smug.
Yes, you look smug.
Well, we've had a fantastic time, but the sun is beginning to set, the days are getting shorter, and you can't mudlark in the dark. We miss things in the light, you certainly can't mudlark in the dark. So we're going to make our way back now. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us the thumbs up.
Woo.
Don't forget, subscribe, and you'll get notification of every video we do. And most importantly, until the next time, have fun. Bye.
Bye! And a special treat for anyone who held on right till the end. I found something by Phil's foot.
Oh,
So let's have a little look, see what it is. Oh, it's a piece of something.
stoneware?
I think so. It's made of stone, so it could be a handle of something, could be part of a candlestick. So there you go, a bonus for sticking it right to the end. An extra find. See you next time. Bye!